Well, hi. It is Tuesday, October 22nd, 2024. I'm Todd Studer, and welcome to this episode of Morning Coffee. And today is, today's coffee cup, please don't hate me. And I know that I'm going to catch a lot of grief for this because it's not even Halloween yet. But here is today's mug. Look at that. And it mildly resembles Santa Claus. I think it looks more like a cat. But this is something from my childhood, believe it or not. I used to drink hot cocoa out of this. You know, the packets that had the little dried tiny marshmallows in it if you were, really feeling it. And I don't even know why I still have this thing, but I do. And there's a reason why I brought this out today. It is because 1 month from today is Winterfest in Council Bluffs. The lighting ceremony at Bayless Park. There's going to be all kinds of activities going on for the kids. I understand they're going to be having a showing of the movie Frozen. There'll be free hot cocoa. There's going to be a lot of food trucks there, so you can bring the entire family down and eat. And when they light up Bayless Park for the first time for the season, it is wonderful. That is 1 month from today. It'll be Friday, November 22nd. So get it into your calendar. Make plans. You're going to want to be there. You're going to want to have the whole family out there. There's going to be reindeer. The Grinch is going to be there. I'm telling you, this is going to be tons of fun. And if you've been there before, you already know. But if not, this is the event that you're going to want to go to. So Santa Claus, as a reminder, 1 month from today, Winterfest in Council Bluffs. You know how much I am a supporter of small businesses and entrepreneurs, and especially those who think outside the box. Well, I had an opportunity to talk with someone. She is on the current episode of my podcast called Campfire Conversations. Her name is Jayme Busch, and she and her family live in the Neola area. And she has a shop in Neola called the Unique Boutique Iowa. This is just one of many, many things that Jayme does. But wanted to give you a little bit of the conversation that I had with Jayme and encourage you to go watch the entire conversation in the podcast. But Jayme gives us a little bit of the story about how she got started with Unique Boutique Iowa.
I saved up a little bit of money from like birthday money and stuff from my family, and then I started selling Color Street nail strips, and I saved up all that money to start the boutique because I didn't want to be in debt. And so I felt bad. We were at the time, a family of 4 and pregnant with another one, and I left my husband with probably $3,000 credit card, which was enough for me, right? The terrible feeling. And so then when I wanted to do the rest of this, he was just kind of like, what? What are you doing? And another woman in Connecticut, Katie, she also sold LuLaRoe and Color Street, and her and I started buying packs of clothes. So when you buy packs, it's like 2 smalls, 2 mediums, 2 larges. We started buying packs of clothes, mainly cardigans and t-shirts. That was in leggings. That was a really big thing then. And we would ship them back and forth to each other's customers, so that we didn't have to, she didn't have to buy a pack and I didn't have to buy a pack. And we were running off of Google Sheets for what we had in inventory. And that just blossomed from there. She added a garage onto her house and opened during COVID. This is during COVID. I bought a trailer and redid this old new trend 1988 work trailer. When we bought that thing, we were driving it home from Wahoo, Nebraska. It was the siding on it was flapping in the wind. My husband pulled over. A cowboy's not a cowboy if they don't have duct tape, and gorilla taped the side of it. And I don't even know how we got that thing home, but we redid that. And its debut, we call her Ethel. We brought Ethel out to Neola on Small Business Saturday. And then she would come out on the weekends, and then that's kind of when it really started. I did a lot in the house. I had open houses at my house on weekends when I could and stuff like that, but we live in the country, the gracious people of Neola, a lot of the older people came, which is great, and they still support me. but I knew that I needed something else. So then we started taking Ethel kind of around just to the smaller areas. I cannot drive her. She's 8.5 feet wide and 16 feet long. And that 8.5 feet scares the crap out of me because that's like, my husband's a truck driver, so he's like, here you go. And then it's one axle, so I'm like, if it ever has to be backed up anywhere, I'm just screwed. It just won't happen. So we had that for 2 years, and then I actually bought another trailer that I could drive and did a little bit inside of that. It was brand new, just so I could roll carts in and out and we could go to, different events. And then I opened in Underwood, right next to the I-80. That was my first like actual storefront. And again, it was always on Small Business Saturday. That's kind of like our big birthday and celebration we do every year. I was there for 2 years, and then the Paulies offered up the building that I have in Neola now. So it's been a journey.
That's Jayme Busch with Unique Boutique Iowa in Neola. You can visit her shop on the weekends and through the week by appointment. And you can find her online and also watch the entire conversation that I had with Jayme. Learn all about her. You know, that young lady used to race motocross? Really? It was a great conversation. So go back and watch the latest episode of Campfire Conversations. Here is a food review. I had an opportunity to try the new Italian restaurant in Council Bluffs. And by the way, this they don't even know that I'm doing this. This is I'm not being paid for it, and haven't even talked to them about the potential of being a sponsor on Morning Coffee yet. But Napoli's, the new restaurant on the 100 block, Italian food, I thought it was wonderful. I had lunch there one day last week, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was, I had the chicken parmesan. I thought it was some of the best that I'd ever had. So I encourage you to get out, support local whenever you can. And that's one of the things with Jayme Busch and her shop. And we talk about that in the podcast about folks. Yeah, I get that it's easy to just buy things, go to Amazon and one click everything that you could possibly ever want. But you're missing out. When you do that, you're missing out on that relationship that you can start with a shop owner and knowing that there's somebody behind it and there's a reason why this shop exists. We're getting away from that. And I'm hoping that we're starting to see a return to it. I'm seeing a lot of these smaller towns and the communities, especially around Southwest Iowa, that are bringing some of these specialty shops back. Glenwood is a great example of this. Their downtown is really growing. And I'm encouraged by that, because this is what keeps small town Iowa active. And I know that my tiny little town up in Northwest Iowa, there's nothing left. And there really wasn't much there when I was a kid, but now it's virtually gone. And my guess, they'll unincorporate soon. I don't see any way that they're going to be able to keep things going. I went to a school called Havelock Plover, which is consolidated two towns. And they consolidated back in the 50s, and I was going to school in the 70s and 80s there. Havelock is dried up. There's not a lot there either. I see a lot of houses that once upon a time, I used to have friends that lived in those houses, and now they're just falling down, and they're going to have to be torn down because they've just gotten in such bad repair. A lot of those towns up in Northwest Iowa are struggling, some of the smaller ones. So visit local, shop local, anytime you have the opportunity. And it's just so much better. Yeah, there's an ease to it when you can just do it at your computer in a couple of clicks, and a day later it's being delivered to your door. But there's folks living in these towns that could use your support, your business, your encouragement when you go in there. And we need to pull together to be able to keep all of these things going, just like that new restaurant on the 100 block in Council Bluffs. I think that having a place to get really good Italian food in town, that's a good thing. It's a great option to be able to have that. And if we support that and we just kind of stay home when we can and head out to, by home, I mean, in Council Bluffs, if you live here, and visit some of the other communities around Southwest Iowa and take in some of the shops there too. This is what makes a community grow and makes an economy grow at the same time. And as I said, I am a big believer in small business. Any entrepreneur, if you would like some free publicity, and I mean it, I will have you on the podcast to talk about your business and talk about what got you going. These are the stories that I want to be able to tell. That's the reason Campfire Conversations exist. Occasionally, we branch out, talk about some other things. We talked about music. Coming up very soon will be the rest of the conversation that I had with Kyle Rainey. He's a videographer in town, but also with the high-low trek that he was on, that's something special going through the Luss Hills last week. So we talk about that and what that means to him. And also with Kyle, you know, he was right in the heart of one of those tornadoes that came through. He was at his parents' house, and their house out on Highway 92 between Council Bluffs and Trainer just destroyed. And he was there, and it was pretty traumatic. And he tells the story about that too. So look for that episode coming up in the future weeks on Campfire Conversations. A big thank you to the sponsors that we have already on board here with Morning Coffee, AirServe Heating and Air Conditioning in Council Bluffs, and Waldstein Plumbing. Those two businesses working out of the same shop, and they're owned by the same family, and that would be the Waldsteins. And Travis is Travis is a friend of mine, but he is also he's the man I call if I need any heating and air done or any plumbing work done. He's going to be my first choice because I know I can trust him. I know where his heart is, and I know that he stands behind what it is that he does. So you're going to want to give AirServe Heating and Air Conditioning and Waldstein Plumbing a call. Also, Service Master Restored by Schmader. We talked about how the tornadoes that went through. Yeah, Cindy was out there doing volunteer work, helping folks out after a lot of places were damaged. And if you have some type of an emergency, whether it be storm damage, and you've had a lot of damage to some of your treasured items that you have in your home, and you think maybe it's a total loss, give Cindy a call and find out. A lot of times these things are covered under insurance. So, and again, she's going to help you work with that too. So Service Master Restored by Schmader. She's got offices and works out of both Iowa and Nebraska. So another great sponsor coming on board here with Morning Coffee. And of course, Rick Graybill with Foxco Fabrication. Anytime that you need something special made with metal, he's your man. And a lot of times I've heard him say he had a booth up at the Crescent Farmers Market through the summer. You know, they just did that once every Saturday, and folks would stop by and talk to him, and they'd say, "Can you do this?" "Oh yeah, we'll figure it out." That's usually how it goes. And we'll figure it out. Yeah. And so foxcofab.com is the website with that. The Best Wrestler, George Ivanoff, a great business right here in the community and one of the best wrestling clubs, in my opinion, in the country. George, a former Olympic wrestler, and he and his dad doing some wonderful work with The Best Wrestler. So go to thebestwrestler.com, learn more about their story, learn how you can get your young person involved with that. And it's only going to help them grow as a wrestler and hopefully grow into a upstanding young man or woman. And Just Sue Creative is the one that built my website, lusshillsmedia.com. Take a look there. Also look at justsuecreative.com too, and look at her website that she built for herself. You can see very quickly that Sue is talented, SEO all the way through it, so it's optimized so people can find me, they can find her on Google, and they can find you on Google too. If you use Sue to be able to get that done, she can help you with a lot of online marketing and social media and that type of thing. Sue Pitts is her name, and Just Sue Creative is the website. So we want to say thank you to everyone who has been watching so far. We're seeing the numbers go up. I can watch how many views, and you can usually see that too, whether you're watching it on Facebook or if you're watching us on YouTube. We don't have as many subscribers on YouTube, but I know that that's going to grow, but I still want to keep putting it there as well. And I've been humbled by the response that I've gotten so far from this show. Thank you very much for your encouraging words and for everything that you have done to help support this local show right here in Council Bluffs. And we want to be able to keep providing local programming that matters to us. I've got a lot of things in the works, a lot of new folks coming on, and we're going to be doing interviews with a lot of folks, business owners, also community leaders, and different people like that. So all in the future right here on Morning Coffee. That's going to wrap things up for this Tuesday. Thank you so much once again for watching, or maybe you just listen. I know that happens a lot too, but that works. You just turn it on and let it play through your phone or your computer or wherever. And if you want to be able to help us out, click the like button, share it. If you can, please, that would be a huge help. Tell your friends, neighbors, your grandmother, anybody that you can talk to, that we'd love to be able to get the word out about Council Bluffs and the surrounding area just as much as we can. So have a great Tuesday. I'm Todd Studer. We'll see you again tomorrow morning.